Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Han Solo Bespin. Now I didn't expect to get this before the San Diego version next week. I thought this was a little ways off, but I had a chance to grab it. I actually got this, the Tobias Beckett, and the Rebel Fleet Trooper, but I figured this is Han Solo. I won't do a multi-figure review. Focus on this one, go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Well, you know, a robo fine-tooth comb. Which isn't that fine. I'm bald. That's the joke I'm trying to make. Now looking at the package, it's your standard Black Series box. Black, red, figure, picture, names, warnings. On the side, it's number 70 in the series. On the back, that pretty drawn picture, a bio for Han Solo Bespin. Down here's the warnings, the unreadables. Probably says something like, I know. On the other side, big font, but they fit the whole name on there, Han Solo. On the top, blackness, darkness, like some Star Wars fan souls these days. On the bottom, legalese, warnings, unreadables, UPC. I don't speak UPC, but I'm gonna get this out of the package, see what's going on here. And there we go, all out of the package, and I'm so happy with this body. Looking at the sculpt, there's a lot of fine detail here that you wouldn't think, well, it's almost like it's not there in the movie, especially on the jacket. In the movie, it looked like just flat pieces of fabric sewn on for the pockets. They didn't have any bulk to them. Here, they're kind of poofed out a little bit. They look like actual pockets, but I'm not going to complain about that because, hey, added extra detail to make it more realistic? Yeah, that's not a complaint. Getting down to the pants, They're pants. They have some nice wrinkles here and there, but get down to the boots and there's an awesome little texture there to kind of bring out a little extra oomph to the sculpt. Same thing for the belt. It's got cool little seam lines, some silver, some brown, a nice wash to it to bring out all that detail. But then we get up to the head. Up until this point, we've always been, the sculpt's there, it just needs extra paint. Now we have the extra paint and the sculpt went somewhere. I don't know. The photo reel is nicely applied. The eyes have a gloss to them. The skin is matte. It doesn't have that shiny plastic look to it. So there's some lifelike qualities here. And then like we've been seeing lately, the hair is a separate piece, and mine is applied nicely. There's no gaps. You don't see any seam lines. The trench where the hair fits onto the head, there's none of that showing. But the hair itself is shaped a little bit odd for this version of Han Solo. But are my eyes deceiving me, or is there kind of a wash there? Oh, is it shadow? I think there's some brown with a black wash to it to help bring out some of that detail. But I don't like how the hair is shaped right here. It is just kind of flat and comes out. Now I understand Han had early 80s hair for this movie. I don't know, this reminds me of the vintage figure where it had kind of a boop on the top. But don't get me wrong, like I said, this figure, the body has swagger for days. It stands awesomely. In fact, when we get to the end to most of my pictures, he's just standing there looking awesome. But the head, for some reason, you know that picture that went around recently of old man Harrison Ford where half his face is happy and half his face is angry? I feel like that's the same thing going on here. This eyebrow is a little bit up. This eyebrow is a little bit angry. The mouth kind of cocks right here. This eye's pretty open. This eye's kind of shut, kind of because of the eyebrow. If you look at it here, he's kind of stern. You look at it here, he's kind of wonderment. If both halves looked like the one side, I feel like the likeness here would be closer to Han Solo. But as it is, it's kind of confusing. Now going over articulation, it has that new dumbbell joint up in the neck. You have a ball joint going up into the head, moves all around, and then a ball joint going down into the neck. Kind of a hinge, maybe a ball joint down at the bottom of the neck that gives you some forward and back movement. So altogether, you get forward and down. Up, the hair likes to hit on the back of the jacket, so it gets kind of in the way, but you can look up. Nice tilt side to side, and then of course swivel. Hinge and swivel at the shoulder, goes up that far, swivels around. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, comes up past 90, swivels. Hinge and swivel at the wrist, hinge up and down on the gun hand. Good job, Hasbro. Swivel. Ball joint in the mid-torso, crunches forward, back, side, side, rotate. Ball going out to the hip, and even with the belt on, you can get pretty much all the way up. Back, out that far, swivel at the thigh. Double knee comes almost all the way up. He can almost kick his ass. Ugh. Hinge at the ankle, goes back, goes forward way far, and then forward facing pin for rocker. For accessories, he comes with his blaster. It's different from A New Hope. It doesn't have the scope up and over. It's kind of to the side. I don't know the exact details, but this is definitely different from the first one we got. And that goes in his holster really nicely. Putting it in his hand, no problem at all. You put the handle in. Okay, maybe there is a slight problem. I do have a little bit of trouble of getting his finger in the trigger guard because he doesn't hold it straight into, well, doesn't hold it really straight. You have to kind of fight it. There you go, rotate it on. But once you have it in, he's a gun-slinging bastard. For comparison, here he is with the first Black Series Han Solo from A New Hope, and there's no comparison here. Hasbro has definitely upped their game. They haven't nailed it, they haven't perfected it, but it's going in the right direction. Hey, here's the Black Series Young Han Solo from Solo, and at first I thought, boy, this shares some parts. There is no shared parts here. They could have. It would have been easier, but Bespin Han is a completely unique sculpt. Here he is with the SH Figure Arts A New Hope Han Solo, but on mine I rocked the custom casting cave head that was super hard to get. Now I thought I'd try to take that custom head and put it on here, but I ordered the head that was specifically made for the SH Figure Arts, and it's a small little peg. There's no way that's going to work with the big ass dumbbell joint of the Black Series. But using that head leaves me with this head, and mine has slight cataract to it, the eyes a little bit whited out, but I like the sculpt of this still. This just didn't feel like Han Solo from A New Hope. It felt like an older Han, which works out probably pretty well, like this. I may try a repaint here, knock down some of the gold, make a ball joint that's compatible with this head and this neck. But yeah, that may work out right there. Here's Han with the Black Series Chewbacca. I always felt was a little bit too tall, but works in a pinch. And then finally, here's Han with Gus. Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen you. It's good. Are you mad at me? No? Happy? Mad? What's going on here? Why do people keep asking me that? So at the end of the day, I'm super happy to have Bespin Han. I've been wanting this version for a long time, but I feel like I'm still left with wanting a little bit more. I have a good feeling about putting the SH Figure Arts head on it and making that Bespin Han. And really with the articulation in the body and the way it looks, doing that, I kind of don't need an SH Figure Arts version of Bespin Han. Don't get me wrong, I'll buy one if they put one out. I think most of these companies are waiting for the 40th anniversary of Empire to roll around before, because Figure Arts has been really standoffish when it comes to Empire and the prequels for whatever reason. But my thoughts on the matter is Hasbro's going ahead, jumping in a little bit. We're getting Dengar, we're getting Bespin Han, and then when the 40th does roll around, they'll already have released figures to put out on the vintage card. And then hopefully some new ones to fill out the wave there. But starting now, it makes total sense. And I guarantee that vintage carded one will have an updated head or a different sculpt or a different print, making it look just slightly better. I'd already be buying them because I'm a sucker for the vintage cards, but I'll be buying two if the head looks better. What is with me and Star Wars figures? From the neck down, they knocked this out of the park. Yeah, the body itself doesn't have a lot of washes. The white shirt could have been just slightly aged, slightly weathered, but it looks damn good overall. And I'll admit from some angles the Han head does look like Han, but straight on, not Han. And I hate to keep on harping on it, but I'm such a huge fan of the new photoreal process. In my brain, I thought from now on, the head sculpts are going to be awesome. I'm going to get all the figures, but then I get this and it's a little bit of a letdown. Acceptable, but not... Well, on top of that, Harrison Ford has such a pain in the ass face to render in plastic form, I feel like. Even some of the Hot Toys look off, and most of the time, those nail it. Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, they both just have one of those faces, or two of those faces. My English am bad. But that still doesn't stop me from wanting to get another one of these. Maybe head swap this head, or try to do some paint work, put it on the first Han body, something, and then take this body and make a ceremonial Luke, or comic book Luke with the yellow jacket and such. I know I've said that about several figures in the past, but I'm gonna finally do it. Yeah. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.